Hi, I'm Andy Allen for Applied Shotokan. Tonight we're going to look at a collaborative effort between a gentleman named Chris Hanson from Toronto and myself. We're going to look at a simple technique called Age Uke, which is commonly referred to as the rising block. I'm going to do a few applications and then turn things over to Chris. Age Uke we're going to use is a simple gi choke. It doesn't have to be a gi, it can be a coat, some kind of heavy garment. So we're looking at Age Uke like this, and the hikite has a purpose. The hikite is this hand. I'm going to take the slack out of that gi or the jacket. I'm going to have a thumb in grip like this, and this hand will switch now and come over to the other side like so. From here, I pull down, that's my hikite, and I try to finish my block. I'm not going to get the full range, but I put my elbow up over his shoulder like this, okay, and get my choke. We can do the same thing on the ground. This comes down to the floor, other hand comes here, give that a pull. I drive my elbow to the floor like this, okay? And make sure you don't grab the gi like this, because then what's going to happen is your elbow's going to go to the floor and you're not going to get a choke. Entry for that choke. So if I have the gi like this, I'm throwing some punches. Steven's going to be protect himself really quickly. I'm going to get this. I already know where the gi is, or the jacket, whatever I'm holding. I know where this is. I shouldn't have to kind of fumble around and look for it. But right away I'm going to get the thumb in, get that grip here, punch against the wall, find it the side, and then push up here again. Okay, so this is an entry. Grab the gi, throw some punches, slide this up, other side, elbow to the wall. Okay, application number 2. This is also going to use the hikite, but this time the blocking arm is going to be used as a strike. The number of scenarios this can be used for, let's say Steven's trying to reach out and grab me, whether it be by the collar or by the hair, doesn't really matter. I'm going to do a 2-touch pass, so it's a 1-2. So it's super slow, it's 1-2. All right, this hand right away, I'm going to turn it over and grab. And then this hand, this forearm slams into the neck. Right, so there's a crude looking Age Uke where the hikite is the pulling hand. I want to control that limb. And the blocking hand, if you will, is going into the neck. One more time. We start 1-2, grab, and strike. So the last application we're going to use is a block. Typically what you see in Shotokan karate in our 1-step sparring and 3-step sparring, we have a partner about to do a stepping punch, and we do a set. We set like this with one hand on the hip, one hand like this, and we step back and launch a counterattack. The set really serves no purpose, but we're going to make it a little more functional this time. So we'll bring Steven back in here. So really slow first. So if this is a jab, it could be a punch to the face, or it could be an attempt to grab. It doesn't really matter, but it's a linear kind of motion towards me. This is the action we're going to use, 1 and 2. But in this case, this is the blocking hand, not this. So that comes in, I'm going to come offline here like this. That's a block and a bridge. So the Age Uke, if you will, this hand just buy me some time so I can throw a counterattack in there. Do it a couple times slowly. All right, 1, 2, and in. So a block and a bridge, and in. A little faster.
Hey guys, this is Chris from Karate Unity. Just a shout out to Andy. Thanks Andy for allowing me to collaborate with you on this initiative. So we're basically sharing ideas on Jodan Uke. So in all traditional arts, we have this movement here. It's the high block. Okay, so I'm just going to show you different kinds of applications for this. Okay, and in a nutshell, all kinds of things come out based on range. The way I like using the Jodan Uke is for passing and parrying. Is, let's just say, let's use this static opponent for a second. I can use it to get around and use it as a disbalancing technique and a strike at the same time. So you have to establish getting to the side. So see, and I'll demonstrate that later on with partners. But so you're here, and how you get to the side many ways. So you know you can strike and move to the side where you're using this hand here. It's the same kind of motion where you're coming up. Okay, but instead of using this surface, you're using this surface now, and it's the same Jodan Uke movement. So you get to the side and you're controlling this shoulder and you bring it up, and it's the same kind of thing where you're going up like this, okay, except what you're doing is you're gonna be using the inside of your hand, boom, and you're coming right across the nose, right, and you're kind of shearing the head, and you can bring the opponent back, and you can use, you know, instep kicks or your knees to bump to break balance. So it's one of these motions here where you're coming in like this, and it's the same movement in kata, except combatively you're using it to get to the outside of the opponent, and you're bringing a hand up to strike on the right across here. As a striking tool, I like to keep it kind of simple, so I look at these crossing motions as strikes. If I'm on the inside of an opponent, you know, and I got hands in my way, I'll kind of use this kind of split movement to move the hands out of the way to drop something low, depending on what he does. If I get in, I get in. And then I use this other hand up to kind of redirect and hand. I can use it to strike here, okay, or wrap and strike again, you know, type of thing. I would use it as an opening too. So say guards up, I would use it as kind of like I kind of attack the lead hand and kind of bring this hand down and strike again, or trap hit, boom. And then, checks that hand.